It was another hot, dry day in the forest. Ant had been walking over dried, crinkly leaves for days in search of a nice, cool drink. If only I could find a drop of rain falling from a leaf, or a tiny pool of dew in a flower petal. A muddy puddle would even do. However, it had been so hot for so long in the forest that all the puddles and all of the dew had dried up. Ant realized that he had to seek out the roaring river. Although he had once been told by a wise owl that the roaring river swirls and it roars, and if you get too close, it'll sweep you away. But the roaring river holds more water than all of the rain clouds in all of the world. If I want to survive, Ant thought, it is my only chance. And so he decided to seek out the roaring river, and he plodded through the forest until he heard the sound of rushing water. He looked to see, and before him was the roaring river. Now, to a tiny creature such as Ant, it would normally be a horrifying sight due to the power of the river. But Ant was so tired and so thirsty that he felt no fear. All he could see was the clear, beautiful, sparkling water. He clambered down the riverbank and bent his weary head into the water and felt the cool, refreshing water wash over his head. He was refreshed by the water so much that he didn't notice a roaring wave coming towards him. It swept him away and immediately knocked him on his back. His tiny little ant legs were up in the air, and he shouted, "Help, please, someone save me." Suddenly, a green leaf dropped down beside him, and he heard a gentle cooing voice say, "Hurry, Ant, jump on." He didn't know who was telling him to do this, but he jumped on the leaf and did as he was told. When he looked up, he saw a pure white dove. She said, "Stay calm, little ant, and let the gentle breeze carry you to the riverbank," in her cooing voice. He did as she told him, and when he came upon the riverbank, he wanted to thank her, but she had gone. He thought to himself, "I can't leave without thanking the dove for saving my life." So he decided to wait. He waited, and he waited, and he waited. And he was getting very tired. Just as he was about to fall asleep, he heard strange noises coming from the forest. So he looked to see what it was. He saw two men. One was carrying a giant golden cage, and the other a large bucket. "Here it is," the man with the giant cage said, "the home of the most beautiful dove in all the land. I hope that your glue is sticky enough." "Indeed it is," said the man with the bucket. "All I have to do is spread this green paste on the branch, and when the dove returns, it will land on it, and its feet will be stuck to the branch so it won't be able to fly away. We can simply lift the dove and put it inside of the cage and take it to the king. All we have to do is hide and wait." Upon hearing this, Ant was horrified. He thought, "I cannot let this happen. But how can I do something against such giant, enormous men?" Just as he was thinking this, he heard the flapping of wings and realized that the dove was returning and about to land on the branch. He realized that he needed to act if he was going to act at all, and he had to use the only weapon that he had. He jumped on the men's feet and bit down as hard as he could, time and time again. "Yow!" shouted the men, and they took their heels through the forest. "Thank you for saving me from a life in a cage," said the dove. "Thank you for saving me from the giant wave," replied the ant.